Welcome, Tom.
Zod.
How are you
Sorry
doing?
about that.
Yeah, just let it go.
I just thought that mask was obligatory. I've seen people do it.
Yeah, it's definitely legit. I know that. Okay. I wanted to talk to you about NASA, obviously, because you're like the NASA expert and you've taken mocking NASA to a whole new level, which is hilarious because they've been mocking us for years. Well, I don't know what my question was, but yeah, I wanted to talk about just what what is it that makes you inspired to do that?
Why I like to mock NASA?
Yeah, because you put a lot of energy into your films, you know.
Yeah, but they put lots of energy in mocking us and lots of money in it. So I think it's just fair to give them their own recipe.
Yeah, I agree. A taste of their own medicine.
Yeah, fight them with their own fakery, their own weapons.
But you have taken it to a whole new level. I think if anyone hasn't seen Tom's film on YouTube, Fakery Land 2015, then you should watch it because it's hilarious and it's pretty awesome actually.
Thank you.
Which is your favorite bit in the film?
It's hard to say, but I think this Donald Pettit guy is one of the highlights.
Yeah, he's a funny guy. I like
and of course Stephen Hawking is he's in all my movies almost because he's a personal favorite and he's very easy to manipulate.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't. It's not like he can say no. I don't think.
You just have to take it. A poor guy. Like it's not enough that he's a prisoner. You also have to be mocked. But yeah. I don't think he knows about it because he looks like a vegetable. So I don't think he knows so much about what's going on around him.
No.
He just sit there and drooling, and sometimes you see a small movement in his lips. Sometimes.
Yeah, he's definitely got more than one muscle working in that face. That's for sure.
Yeah, the cheek muscle.
Yeah, he should be in the World Guinness Book of Records for the longest survivor of ALS.
It's the most intelligent cheek muscle in the universe.
You know that we're going to get a lot of stick because you can't talk about Stephen Hawking like this because it's a clever move by them, to stick someone with a disability in the mix, because how dare anybody question the
yeah, disabled man.
Guy's machine is saying. So
but he has written a theory of everything, so you have to be allowed to question him.
Yeah, he featured in my friend's son's GCSE exams this year. They had to write an essay on Hawking's theory of the universe.
What does it say? What does that theory say?
I have no idea. Basically, it's always disaster stories, that we are nothing but a dot on a dot on a dot.
Same old millions, trillions, billions.
Yeah. Oh, someone did a brilliant video on YouTube, and I don't remember the name of it. If I find it, I'll put it in the description box. and it's
I know what
it's the rap between
it's
pagan.
fake spaceman. That's it.
What's his name? Sagan, not pagan. And the English guy, Brian Cox. I'm going to put it in the description box because it's hilarious, and whoever did it should get a music award for that, in my opinion.
You're talking about fake spaceman's video, right?
Oh, is it? Okay,
Yeah.
then. Maybe.
It's good.
This video.
I think all these videos are good.
Yeah, I always forget who makes videos.
But not very popular lately.
Yeah, I don't know why, because he's a funny guy and he's honest.
You know, but he's mocking the elite flat earthers. You know, the one who has the one who gets donations and subscribers.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. That's worse than mocking.
The one who are worthy of going to party.
You get more stick for mocking the elite flat earthers than you do for mocking Stephen Hawking's.
Yeah, but you know, I hate that people make money out of it and try to commercialize everything.
Yeah, it's bullshit, isn't it?
Because they have understood that this is a big trend, you know. So everyone is speculating in how to earn money on it because they know people are interested. So it's a good thing to sell.
Yeah.
But what the fuck?
Someone's trying to be the best at something.
I think they lose all credibility the moment they start selling stuff.
Yeah. So those T-shirts I've just printed and had set up, I'll be burning them on the back of that printable.
You're printing your own T-shirts?
No, I haven't. I'm joking, but I don't know if I should say actually because it's just an idea at the moment. So, but it's not something to make money from.
Oh.
But it's to promote the flat Earth basically. So
yeah. Because that's about the only thing we can do is to wake up more people and to make a scientist quote. I'm stunned of seeing you know, all the thousands of new people on YouTube making videos every day. It's hard to keep track now.
Yeah, and some people are trying to keep track, and they're noticing that YouTube are removing flat Earth videos. Like one day it'll be 62,000, and then the next day it'll be like 59,000, and then the day after it'll be 65,000. Like
yeah.
So
I know they have stopped the view count on one of my videos. It's been at the same for 2 months almost. Gone up with like 10 or 20 views, but I know it doesn't correspond with the comments.
No, they're hiding something, and they don't want people to know.
And this new guy, this globehead armored skeptic who has this night mask on him. Not Mr. Moot, but the other one.
Not Globe Skeptic, is it?
It's called Armored Skeptic. He's done like 5 videos mocking Jeranism or something.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't think I've seen them.
But anyway, you know, he just started up and he has like view counts 200,000, you know. So it's very weird, but I don't really care about that. But it's just an observation.
Yeah, but it's an interesting observation anyway. I think, well, one of our favorite sports is to go to NASA page.
Are you there?
There's no such thing as space travel, and the world's flat, and they always insult us. But they never come back with any science. They just say that you're stupid. And call us idiots and vegetables, and we should eat more vegetables. But I've been putting a song on there for ages by Thomas Dolby, Blinded by Science, singing with my all-time favourite Buzz Aldrin, the little piss pot.
Yeah, from Fakeryland.
It's in Fakeryland, yeah. And you noticed the other week that perhaps Thomas Dolby's a flat earther.
Yeah, because he has a. I think he is.
Like, wasn't there a forum or something? I don't remember. Maybe it was a fan page or something. But he did write the album, The Flat Earth, and it was released in 1984, of all years to be released in. So yeah, definitely think that he has some flat Earth knowledge.
Did you say 1984?
1984, yeah.
Was.
So that the same year of the title of the book, 1984. So
I checked him up. He does have a few songs, flat Earth songs. Thomas. So I'm guessing that he was mocking Buzz also in that video.
Yeah, because when the first time I ever watched it, I just thought, oh, that they would go again. There's NASA taking the Mickey out of us all. But then when you spotted that it was maybe a flat earther, then it put a different perspective on it again. Because then he's getting Buzz to sing this song. While
I wonder how he made that. How did he accomplish to get Buzz Aldrin just to stand there?
I don't know. I think Buzz Aldrin will do pretty much anything if there's a beer involved.
There's a profit. Yeah, and some vodka.
Yeah. He always he gets paid in drink, I think. I mean, that guy does speeches and talks at dinners and large events and even some NASA events, and he's stumbling all over the stage, slurring his words, can't speak, and everybody's cheering and thinks he's, a national hero because he went to the moon.
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand, because there's more than enough evidence, to put him in prison. If it was another country, he would be in prison by now. But in the US, he's a circus clown.
Yeah.
And he walks around and promote his fakery and get applauded. And I think most of US citizens also know that he's a hoax, but still, he's some sort of national hero. So.
Yeah, and
it's puzzling.
Probably when he does die, the president at the time will probably go to his funeral. You'll have some big state funeral,
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But do you think he will take the secret with him in his grave?
I think he's kind of let it out over the years, cryptically. I don't think that it would ever, publicly come out. I think maybe that's why he drinks so much, because he's carrying a heavy weight on his shoulders.
Of course, but the question is, do he believe it himself? Because if he does, and he has to do it because he's been lying for 50 years, so somewhere along the way, you know, he had to start believing his own shit. Otherwise, he couldn't
Yeah, he convinced us.
act like he does. So,
Well,
but deep inside, you know, he has to know that. So
you know, there's another.
other NASA guys have left clues. So both Werner von Braun and
Yeah.
Neil Armstrong and Kubrick.
We should just.
All left some letters and clues, and you know.
Yeah. If people don't know, then you could go and look that up and see what clues they left for us, because they're quite telling.
Yeah, especially the one on the gravestone to Van Braun, I think, was a mind blower. Because here you have the Rocket Man.
Yeah.
You know, the Rocket Man, the one and only Rocket Man. And why would they put on his gravestone that there was a dome over us?
Exactly.
And yeah, what else do we got?
Well, you know, there are some other theories that they could actually trick some of the astronauts into thinking that they have actually been on the ISS, you know.
Yeah, I heard that, but I can't believe it.
There was a television program on Channel 4, and I think there was 6 contestants. They all thought they'd won a trip to space. And
yeah, I remember that. But it was on BBC, right?
Channel 4, I think it was. And Johnny Vaughan is a famous British TV presenter. He was popular at the time. He was hosting the thing, and it was this massive piss
It's
take
called
out
Space
of
Cadets, right?
Space Cadets. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they used really cheap equipment also, so
Yeah, it looked pathetic. It looked like something out of a B movie. But
so
they did believe that they'd been to space, you know, until it was revealed to them. I don't remember if any of them got the idea that we're being deceived during the show. I don't know.
But what I don't understand is if this was the case for, like, say, Sonny Williams and the other Medusas, they have to, you know, they have to feel if there's a rocket going up or not.
Yeah, but have you ever been to Disneyland or anywhere like that?
Yeah, not Disneyland, but similar.
Well, I haven't, but there are some rides that are supposed to simulate, you know, rocket simulation. But yeah, it wouldn't feel like they was traveling that fast, would it?
But when they return, you know, they have to land the capsule and, you know, crawl out of it.
That capsule that they come back in is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, but if they thought themselves that they was in space, you know, they have to come out of that capsule somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really believe that they are innocent.
No, they're not. Then they know the role that they're playing and that they're deceiving humanity on a massive scale.
And they are Freemasons, so.
Yeah.
That keeps their mouth shut.
And everything that they do in space, or that they're supposed to be doing, it's ridiculous. With, you know, like with each new astronaut on the ISS, they all go through the same routine of showing you around the ISS, showing you where they sleep, you know, showing them in the sleeping bag, showing them at the toilet, you know.
You know what they don't show?
It works. Sorry?
You know what they don't show?
What don't they show?
They never show that these bathroom areas, you know, where they supposedly take sponge baths.
Isn't that behind a oh no, that's the toilet. Because it has one of those what are those doors that just, you know,
Yeah, I know what you mean, but
fold back on themselves. Yeah, I think,
they never showed it.
no, they don't. You're right.
And the toilets, you know, they are so clean, you know, they've never been used.
And you know, like a public toilet, everyone's been in the public toilet, you know. First thing in the morning, they're all nice and fresh, and then by the afternoon, you can't even go in it because it stinks. I mean, the ISS must stink. Like you see the guy
It has to
there.
be terrible.
If
it was real, yes.
But
I think I have a list of 1,000 anomalies on this space station. So.
You should type it out and publish it.
I'm thinking of making a Christmas calendar. You know, like every day, you know, there's a new scene from ISS.
Yeah, from the.
You call it Christmas calendar in English, right?
Yeah, calendar or a Christmas calendar, Advent calendar.
Advent, okay. Hmm.
They usually have a piece of chocolate in them.
You know, they brought up a bagpipe.
I know.
So I'm waiting for the big piano. So or an organ, you know, like a big church organ would be really nice.
Chris Hatfield playing the grand piano out of that little porthole that they look at the Earth from.
Yeah.
What song? He's already.
It have to be this Beethoven, this Seventh Symphony or something, you know.
Yeah, he's already done. I've lost my train of thought now. The song from Ground Control to Major Tom by David.
Yes, stupidity.
And that silly Russian astronaut, she told that poem while spinning an inflatable ball, just you know, laughing at us basically. But yeah, what I was saying before about them all looking so clean and healthy, like they all spend at least 100 days up there, which is a long time. And you know, the sleeping bags look like they've never been slept in. They never, you know, they just look too. They're supposed to be eating these stupid, you know, space food. They all look so healthy, you know, like they've been getting the best dinners. Available.
Still, they haven't gotten any fresh air for 15 years.
No fresh air up there.
So it has to be bad climate inside. So. And all the sweat and all that, you know. Where do they do it?
Yeah, when you think about it, it's pretty disgusting, really. In 15 years, you know, none of the astronauts have ever had a major falling out. There's never been a fist fight up there. Nobody's ever got pregnant up there, you know.
Nobody's got raped.
No.
You know, there's one woman with 16 guys for 200 days.
Yeah, it's a dangerous environment, really, when you think about it.
It's totally hilarious.
And I talked about this on another hangout not long ago, but the way that they involve school children in this whole deception, you know, getting them to ring in and they pretend, you know, that they're talking to these kids from space whilst hurtling around the planet at 17,500 miles an hour.
And throwing the ball, you know, the beach ball.
It's just, I can understand why people get a bit angry about it, you know, because it's a complete.
I get angry at it.
You do?
Yeah. Sometimes I get really angry because I see that they're mocking, you know.
Mm.
They really like to rub in your face how stupid you are to believe in this
Yeah.
without telling it. No.
Yeah, and that's the worst bit about it. And people, you know, they really trust this company that, you know, was built apparently off the back of Project Paperclip. I believe everything that they say. They've been sold the whole space program through cartoons, and now it's the truth. You know, as if it's all gospel.
Yeah. You remember when we had this auction at the NASA Facebook page? You know, the scale of the brainwashing about, you know, the NASA worshippers there. It's you know,
Insane, insane.
it's insane because no matter how clearly you put it to them or what question you may have, you know, they just ramble on about some mathematics or some physics or something unreal.
Yeah,
It's not real physics. It's just invented physics to maintain the lie.
Yeah, exactly. It's just been invented to back up their whole heliocentric
Like gravity.
of events. Like what?
Like gravity.
Yeah, like gravity, like dark
Without the gravity, you know, everything falls apart. So I have a what do you call it? I suspect that this G in a Freemason logo maybe stands for gravity, not geometry,
Yeah,
because it's like the god.
it is like gravity is worshipped like a god. You know that
Because
that.
without it, people can't stand upside down in Australia, so
No.
they have to maintain it, no matter what, you know. And it's never been proven, and it's everything but logic.
Yeah, and also dark matter as well. Like they say, the universe can't exist without dark matter, but you know,
Yeah,
they've never touched it, tasted it, measured it, replicated it, reproduced it, or or anything. But you know, it exists, and they've got these mathematical equations that says it exists. But really, this math has no relationship to how we, you know, live on this planet and how things work. In my
it has
opinion,
nothing to do with reality, you know.
exactly. And by force feeding us all this nonsense, that they are creating a reality for people, a false reality, and people will protect it, even though they don't understand what damage it's causing. You know, because it's basically brain damage. If you don't know where you live and you refuse to look at the blatant evidence that it contradicts everything you've been told, then that's a form of brain damage, you know. And I think, or is that too harsh?
Or a form of religion.
Yes, a religion, it's just a belief.
It's a belief, you know. I remember I asked those guys at NASA, how can you believe in something you've never seen and you never will be able to see with your own eyes? You know, because if you look in the telescope, you don't see these terra planets with colors and all the shit. You just see lights. So you can never prove anything of what they say. You just have to trust them. So that's just a little weird, I think.
It's yeah,
When you know their history and when you know all the fakery they did before. So
yeah, exactly. It's extremely weird to just accept that. especially when so many of them look like really bad actors that are mucking the lines up and getting things wrong.
Yeah, and also especially when you think of all the tax money they get.
Yeah.
You know, so it costs poor people, you know, money. So I don't know why they are protecting them.
I think because it's like that saying, you know, it's easier to I forgot it.
Is it like the brain effort? It's easier to avoid the info.
Yeah, kind of. Like
But I think it has to do with something, maybe some escape from reality or something. They need this Star Wars world.
yeah, there's that.
They need, you know, these spacecrafts, and they have to.
I never even thought of it like that.
And you also have the atheist aspect of it, you know.
Yeah.
Because people, you know, they will fear that if we conclude, or if it's proven that none of this is real, then they will have to, you know, admit that they were wrong to all the creationists around. And before they do that, they will do anything.
Yeah, even start World War III.
Even believe that Mickey Mouse is on Mercury. Because they found him on Mercury, so...
I'm going to have to look that up because I haven't seen that. When was that? When did you find
last year.
Last year. Mickey Mouse on Mercury.
Yeah, and Mercury looks exactly like the moon, only with this psychedelic touch. I always thought that it was the planet closest to the sun, so shouldn't it be very hot there?
Yeah, exactly.
But it looks like a cold stone moon. And they apparently flying cameras over there every day. So.
That just cracks me up because just with all the spin that they've added into this theory of theirs, there's no way they could ever get anything to go in the direction that they wanted it to, ever.
Yeah. Did you see that guy who was talking about the Mars hoax and how they cleaned their solar panels on the rover?
Yeah, I did.
It was totally unexpected, they say, but it looks like Mars had their own form of service, you know. These small mini tornadoes was whirling around, you know. So it was just a stop the rover, and the tornadoes did the jobs, you know, and the solar panels were shining, and they could just drive, you know, no problem.
Nothing ever goes wrong for them. Well, not very often, you know. It's like...
Except for Apollo 13 and Columbia, no, what's it called? The shuttle disaster. But
names, I forget everything. Yeah, but not so much has gone wrong, you know.
You know, the Apollo 11 mission. The Apollo 11 mission. It was 8 minutes over schedule. What they planned. So they took a little self-critics on that.
How many? 8 minutes over schedule.
8 minutes over planned. You know. Then they were back. It was not perfect.
They're hilarious.
Just one moment.
I need a moment.
Just getting some coffee. So I was going to talk about. I don't like to talk about it, but I will do it anyway.
Go on.
All these fake people starting to pop up everywhere.
Who do you think are fake people in your mind?
No, I don't want to mention any names, but because.
But it should stop you if there are some fake people around.
I'm just, sometimes you get doubt.
Yeah.
But I've done some reading lately in the old books from 18th century. And those were real guys. And pretty much everyone who's doing it today, based their research on these guys. Yeah, Robotham and all those. So that's not fake. But what I think is fake is the they have this ego.
Yeah.
And as soon as someone disagree, just shut them off.
Yeah, it's very childish.
It's childish. Yeah, but I get disappointed of people also.
Yeah, because we're adults and we don't have to agree on everything. We don't.
Often it's like, fuck, that guy I really trusted, and it turns out to be like an idiot. So, not necessarily a shill, but idiot. Or other times, they try to infiltrate, and once someone tried to coup my group.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, and that was from people in the Flat Earth movement. It was not like globe heads.
No, and wasn't it people that you thought were all right as well?
Yeah, but yeah. So it proved to me that anyone can be deceived if they, if you start to talk to someone over a long time, you will gain their trust, and you can make them like a pawn in your game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still going to be the odd psychopath. We've figured out that the world's flat, but the people are still the same. I was having this conversation with someone the other day.
Are you there?
You've had this revelation, you've all shared this experience, but people are still fucking people. They're still arseholes.
Yeah, but you should think that. At least I'm talking for myself. I've changed since finding out. So why aren't these changing?
I just think things happen slower for some people than they do for others. And it's frustrating for people like you that have left certain stuff behind, because you just wait for them to catch up in a way.
What do you mean?
Like, you said, from finding out this, all these truths, that it's changed you as a person, but other people haven't changed. And so it's frustrating for you, because you're waiting for people to catch up, to get on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Same
for you, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You never talked about your beliefs.
I don't really have any beliefs. I'll tell you things I don't believe in.
That's a good answer, because knowing is better than believing. But
yeah,
Still, you have to have some theories.
Yeah, well, I'll go through them in a moment. Like, I don't believe in space travel. I don't believe that we can even get past the sky. There's some kind of barrier there. I actually see everything laid out as flat and stacked.
Yeah, but I'm talking more of the spiritual level.
Well, then I believe that that everything was created. That there's so much evidence for intelligent design. You know, when you look at geometry and number patterns and nature, and you know, everything's just fits perfectly into this puzzle. You know, so it was made like that, definitely. And I think that we were. I don't know.
You're talking about the golden ratio.
Yeah, it's the golden ratio. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a recipe you can find everywhere.
You did a video on that one. I think, was it not your first video about secret knowledge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that video. That's got.
But I did that before I knew about flat Earth. So some of it, you know, I don't like. For instance, I know spiral galaxies don't exist. Of course I don't know, but that used to be one of the things I was mentioning when talking about golden ratio.
Okay.
And DNA, they also say spiral, but how can you know? But the sunflower is very real. And what else do we have? Yeah, the human body.
Yeah.
And this is proof that we're not from apes, you know, because apes don't have the same proportions. Golden ratio. So, and what else do we have? It's been so long since I'm working on that.
Yeah, but it's everywhere in nature, you know. Everywhere. And so it does all link up. There will be some form of true mathematics that fits everything. No, not the.
They claim they found it in nanotechnology, you know, at the very small scale. They found a golden ratio in atoms and stuff. But how can you know?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Because one guy was telling me here the other day that biology also was just bullshit. But you know, this cell systems, you know, it's also one of those things you can never prove or disprove.
So what do you believe in, Tom? Obviously, some form of creation.
It has to be creation, yes.
Yeah.
I think it's so silly with those flat earthers who still stick to the atheist and try to make up everything except that it could be created.
Yeah.
Like it has to be some electromagnetism, or it always has to be some technical stuff, you know.
Yeah. Well, I think some people really just fell in love with science at a young age and still are finding it hard to let go. You know, they still need things to be all scientific and equations and stuff.
I'm not against science, but I like real science, not the bullshit. So, but I think there are things we could never explain scientifically. You know.
Yeah,
like how does the sun and moon stay in the air? Like
like we'll never, yeah, we can't work out, you know, how much the sun and moon weigh. Like they try and tell us how much planets weigh, how much mass a planet has, and what's under its crust, and also a telescope as well. And it's crazy because these, well, for one, these telescopes don't even exist. I think the only real telescope in existence is in your living room. I mean, I'm talking about space telescopes. um, but from a telescope, from however many million, trillion, whatever miles away, they can tell us the mass of a planet and what's under the crust.
Yeah, only with the help of this ball in a rope. You seen that sketch? I was indoctrinated into a scientific cult and didn't know it. It's called. You seen it?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you have to have seen it. It's a classic.
Well, you can send me the link and I'll put it in the description box.
Yeah, yeah. It's Tiger Dan message. It's really funny.
So, I mean, like also other things that they can never explain scientifically are like where we go when we sleep. You know, because there's something active in your mind, and you know,
You're talking about dreaming.
Dreaming, yeah.
Dreaming have never been explained by anyone. But you have two types of reality. You have the common one that you share with everyone else.
Yeah.
And you have the conscience inside you, you know, who only you know about, you know.
Yeah.
So, like two different, separate things. I forgot what I was saying.
No, we're talking about dreams, but because dreams are just such personal things, you know, no one can ever experience your dream. You can never experience somebody else's.
But you have tried? Have you tried some DMT any sometime?
No, I've never tried anything like that.
Okay, but I have.
Okay.
And it's very similar to dreaming because the minute you are born and the minute you die, your brain is producing lots of DMT. And also when you dream, you know. So it's the same pineal gland, you know, for dreaming and flipping and reality. And it can be found in every living animal and plant, this stuff.
Well, that's another thing that connects, you know, all life. And also, I was just going to say, when I'm falling to sleep, sometimes, you know, I can control to a great extent what goes on. It's very strange. Like, I think
Sometimes you can control it.
Yeah, sometimes.
You know, the worst part is, you know, when you have a really good dream and you try to find back to it, you never find back to it.
Yeah. That's so frustrating.
What about deja vu?
Yeah, I have deja vu.
Yeah, how do you explain that?
I don't know. That really freaks me out. I've had deja vu since I was a child, and I can't explain it. I don't know what it is.
Could be an earlier life or a parallel. You know, maybe a pond next to us. You know, another pond in the ice.
Yeah, like living a very similar.
Like maybe you were living there too, or maybe you have been there.
Yeah, definitely. There could be all kinds of
all kinds of theories, but
strange reasons.
we have to go to Antarctica
But
to find out these things.
well, I think the only way to really explore, you know, the flat Earth is to go to Antarctica and, you know, and just keep walking as far as you can and see what you come to.
You know, lately I noticed that people are producing a lot of videos about the South Pole, that it's supposed to exist.
Yeah, and that it gets 24-hour sunlight.
But you know, the coordinates and the position, when they say you are at the South Pole, you are not.
So
Does that mean you?
So where are you then?
No, you probably just a few miles over the ice.
Yeah.
And they put up a big glass mirror ball there and say, "Here's the South Pole."
Oh yeah, and it's just all for decoration. And that mirror ball is on top of a red and white.
Isn't that the top of mockery to put, or how do you say it? It's their way of saying that. Show their superiority.
Yeah, just a complete.
The symbol. It's like the Masonic flag on the moon. Put the ball on the South Pole, you know.
Yeah.
So, but if you check your compass, it still points to north, and if you check your coordinates, you are not at the South Pole.
What do you think you would come to? Like, what have you imagined coming to?
What's there?
Yeah. Like, you must have imagined walking right till you come to something else.
I have a nagging suspicion that it's we're in a prison.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but it feels like we're cattle, you know, getting farmed.
Yeah. And
in all possible ways, you know, not only for labor and slavery, but for creativity and inventions and energy and
yeah.
everything. Looks like just cattle, you know. And how do you get cattle to produce more? Yeah, you give them some nice awards and some bonuses and some, like you do with cows, you know. If you want more milk out of cows, you give them a nice place to eat grass and treat them nice, and you get more out of them.
Yeah, and that's what they do with us.
You do vaccinations, you put them on exhibitions. it's the same. But I don't think that was the original creator, though. I think someone have
hijacked it,
stolen the flat Earth from the creator,
and turned everything on its head.
What?
Whatever hijacked the flat Earth from the creator is flipped everything on its head, so that human beings are basically useless and believe everything that they're told by a box that sits in the living room.
Do you have that box?
Yeah, I have one in my living room.
Why?
My husband watches the news and football. Yeah.
I call it weapons of mass distraction.
It's definitely used as an agenda as a means to push a gay agenda, a homosexual agenda.
Yeah.
Feminizing men and confusing the sexes.
It's not so hard to look. You know, everything is like trying to get women look more and more like men, and men more and more like women.
Yeah.
To have like one sex at the end. I think their goal is. What do you call
Yeah.
that? Transhumanism or something? No.
Well, it's very similar to transhumanism, but
Yeah.
it's all, yeah, it all fits with the one world religion, one world, language.
It all fits with Satan because all mythology is based upon the merging of two creatures, or all Disney movies, for example. It's like an animal and a human falling in love, or
Yeah, it's always pushing some kind of deviant sexual behavior. Like, yeah, Beauty and the Beast. It's like bestiality.
every Disney character is emerging between an animal and a human.
Are they? I haven't watched so many of them.
Donald Duck can talk. you know, uh, they behave like human, but they're still birds.
Yeah.
So I think they're trying to do like to get off on that and wants to do it with humans also, and it's written in all scriptures. This is what Satan does. So
Is it? I didn't know.
it's scary.
Yeah, but I really hate the whole thing of
This especially.
sexualizing children. Disney do it a lot, but there's a lot of there's a lot of sexual innuendo in all modern children's TV. It's in the toys, in the dolls. It's
Take a
all
look.
about
Take a look at my videos about it.
what are they called, so people know.
I just call them sis, and it's like sis from 1 to 7, I think.
Shush.
No, sis. It's like SYSS.
Okay, sis.
I just categorize them. It stands for symbolism and secret societies.
Okay, from 1 to 7. Yeah, and then they've got this thing called I don't even want to talk about it because it makes me feel sick. So I'm going to change the subject.
Yeah, okay.
Because I will just say that it is obvious that stuff is going on, and people should pay attention to it, and just not buy those things for your children, because they're not for children, they're for adults, and that's it. So I really
now I remember it. I was sort of criticizing you for having television.
yeah, you was having a go at me.
Yeah, that was it. And football. Yeah, is that your excuse for having a television, that there are football matches?
Yeah,
But you can watch them on a computer also if you want.
yeah,
if you're interested.
I have the computer. This is my little area here.
Don't your husband have his own?
My husband has the TV.
Okay.
Yeah, he watches the news and football. He loves football, but he hates the news and thinks it's all bullshit. So I just think
it is all bullshit.
It's all lies. They're all acting. They're just reading scripts.
This Paris thing is, everyone knew it was a false flag, before it even happened. You just heard it was on the television and you knew it.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when everyone started to make these French flag photos.
But it was like when you got up that morning, if you did use Facebook or YouTube, they were, pushing it onto people, saying, if you have sympathy for France, use this as your profile picture.
Yeah, but you don't have to have a television, because you would see all these flags and something happened. And I made my own, with with the sheep with the flag.
I
Lots of
think I may have used it actually.
But you know, yesterday I saw my mother suddenly had it, and it was yesterday, so she's a bit slow, I think.
A week behind. Oh, bless. No, people, we are very easily manipulated as a species. I think we're just a little bit naive.
But it's a choice, you know. It's like they're letting them manipulate them.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, I mean, I've always felt a bit the way I feel now. Like I've never really fully embraced society because it just doesn't feel
No.
to me. And when I walk around the street, I feel like we call them pelican beacons, and it's like a road crossing that flashes, and that's what I feel like when I walk down the street. I just feel just so different to everybody else.
It's like that movie, the guy with the sunglasses.
Yeah, that's a good film. That.
Yeah,
Yeah, I only watched that last year. I've never seen it.
but I hate his pants.
I bet you
I can't stand to watch it because of his pants.
they're a bit tight.
Yeah, it's like MacGyver in third. But it's an old movie, right?
Yeah, it's from the 80s. I think that guy used to be a wrestler, professional wrestler.
Yeah.
One of them did anyway. I don't know if it was the main character, but somebody from that movie used to be a professional wrestler.
Okay.
But that film is so accurate when it comes to life and the way that people live. You know, we do worship money, and we do believe everything the TV tells us, and we do just want to buy more expensive things than what the person next door bought.
And you know, he's seeing these signs. He says, "Work, marry, reproduce, die." So it's like it's the portion of truth in that movie. Yes.
Yeah.
But the besides that, it's it's no good movie. Like it's.
But yeah, they leave little breadcrumbs of information for us everywhere, and I do believe that they have to tell us what's going on, and that they need our consent to a large degree.
Do you think they want you to find out?
No, what I think is, and I might be wrong, but what I think is that they have to let your subconscious know the truth of what's going on to create a balance in your mind, because this reality that they feed us is so obviously fake. They have to tell you the truth to the subconscious just to create a balance, I think.
Interesting. But how can you explain, for instance, that 9/11 was, you know, predicted 20 years in advance?
Yeah.
And also this Paris thing you saw yesterday, it was in a PlayStation game.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
At the exact same date.
So,
And I don't know how old that game was, but do you think they really plan like 10 years ahead? In 10 years, we're going to blow up that building.
Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of things to organise.
But they are patient.
Yeah, very. Because maybe they live longer than we do. Because they don't eat shit food and they drink proper water and breathe clean air. Like you were saying before, that they've just recently started spraying the skies over where you live.
Yeah.
That we've had it here ever since I lived here, like on a daily basis. Like they'll do it for like a full week and then have 2 days off and then start again. But you're just getting that now. I wonder why.
I don't even know the motif of the spraying, because I think it's too simple if they were just poisoning.
Yeah, it wouldn't. Everybody has to breathe the same air. I don't think.
They can just do it cheaper way. Imagine the costs of all these plants.
Yeah.
And the chemicals or whatever it is. So it has to be something else.
Well, I think it's multi-layered, as most of the things are. But I think it's got something to do with controlling the weather, so that they can control where it rains for food production.
You don't think it could be some sort of making the sky to a screen?
Yeah.
Like projecting blue beams stuff. You saw that floating city and.
Yeah, I've seen a few strange things in the sky from other people's videos. Yeah, I think it's multi-layered. I think it's used for that, so that they can project things off the sky.
Maybe they are practicing the upcoming alien deception.
They could be.
Because we know that one is coming. It's already started.
Yeah, I think most people do now believe in aliens and alien abductions, and like people believe that they faked the moon landing, that they did really go to the moon, but they give us a fake televised event because they found aliens up there.
Yeah, I heard that. But who does that information come from? It's from NASA and Lockheed Martin and Canadian Defense Minister, and no regular people ever see these aliens. They see some lights in the sky, but that could be like anything.
Mm.
Oh. So it's just weird, why would the aliens just cooperate with bad government guys?
Do you know something else I want to talk about, because I've not mentioned it yet? Your video that you just released, Rivers of Belief.
Yes. Wait a minute, my dog is strapped inside. Yeah, he managed to lock himself in the bedroom.
Oh, you just
yeah, he was saying.
Oh yeah, your video, Rivers of Belief.
Yes.
It's really a beautiful video. How did you come up with the title for that?
How did I come up with
the title?
Oh, it's from the track, music.
Okay.
But I thought it was very good title also.
Yeah, it fit the video very well.
Because you have to have belief if you're a globehead. You really have to be strong in your belief. If you're believing that rivers run uphill and downhill and in arcs, and what if you stand in the middle of an arch? How does it flow? So yeah, and also the Enigma title is called the Rivers of Belief, so it was very suitable.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, because I mean, if we did live on this ball that they tell us we lived on, the oceans and the lakes and the rivers, it's
still my best argument for today. The water is You can't deny that water is always flat.
No.
And some wise guy said once that since all oceans except a few inland lakes are connected, it it follows that they are all on the same level. You know, the Mediterranean is at the same level as the Atlantic. So when does it start to go downhill?
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. And please show me an experiment where you can have water to stick to a ball in a smaller scale.
They can't recreate it.
It has to be the size of Earth for this magic to happen.
They say that it depends on the mass of the spinning object, but they don't know at what mass it begins at.
But it also has to depend on the mass of how much water it is. You know, we're talking about trillions of tons of water. So you should think that if you have like just a cup of water, you should be able to do the same experiment on a tennis ball.
Yeah, the tennis ball meme that floats around flat Earth groups is one of my favorite memes. You know,
it's the picture globe heads hate the most. It's that spinning tennis ball.
I think that was genius. Whoever made that.
Yeah, it's very provoking. But I have some doubts about Antarctica because.
Okay, what kind of doubts do you have about Antarctica?
I don't know. But,
well, a lot of people have been saying that there is definitely a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, which I've never heard of before until recently.
we have 24-hour sun here, so
yeah, but
I've read everywhere that they don't have it in Antarctica.
Yeah, it wouldn't be possible on the current.
And also the animal and plant life. You know, if it was a ball, it should be like the same north and south. You know, so if you look at it's called latitude.
Yeah.
Of, for instance, Iceland.
Okay.
It's very far north. They have like 500 species of, you know, lots of plants and trees. In south at the same latitude, they only have penguins, not a tree.
No.
Just penguins.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It's not the same.
It's not the same at all. And I read yesterday about this meridians and the latitudes. You know, if it was a ball, it should be the same circumference, like what you call that line north of equator.
Yeah.
Never mind, but it should be the same north and south, but it's not. It's just close to Antarctica. It's the same as equator. You know what I mean? And this Captain Cook or whatever it was called, they tried to sail around it, and they sailed like 60,000 miles or something.
Yeah, it was a long way. It was a lot more than 24,000.
Like 3 times around the equator.
And I think he sailed for something like 3 years, and he lost a lot of crew. And I think it was according to his records, he couldn't find an inlet you know, into Antarctica.
He looked for inlet, and all he saw was this ice wall. And he did go around, but he went around on the inside.
Yeah.
But I have a, like a, if it is a globe, it would be so easy to prove it because you just have to fly around the world, north to south. If you can do that, it's a globe. But if you can't, it's not. It's not that hard because no one have ever flown around the world north to south. So,
that was kind of my next question. Yeah, so no one's ever flown around the world from north to south. It's only ever done east to west, west to east.
yeah, and that's going in circles. So,
yeah, that can easily be done on a flat plane.
yeah.
Some people don't understand that even.
No.
Which is quite worrying because that's very simple illustration.
It's not like if you go north, I mean south, it will be from North Pole. No matter what direction you go, you will always come to Antarctica.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have a challenge. It's like wear a couple of YouTube camera streams and start flying. And I will stay here and waiting for them to come behind me.
That's a good challenge.
Yeah, I can even offer money for the one who does that because that's safe money. And they say it's because it's too cold, you can't fly over there. But
they can go to the moon.
They fly in space.
Yeah, they can go to the moon or have an international space station whizzing around the planet, but they can't fly over Antarctica because it's too cold for the instruments to work.
But so, you can send a spacecraft to Pluto.
Yeah, it's just like a constant stream of bullshit that comes from NASA. And it's absolute fairy tales, and I can't believe that people do worship this entity that just feeds them lies and mocks them.
You think it's some sort of spell or hypnosis they're under?
Yeah, I definitely think that people are under some kind of hypnosis, and I think the language is used against us in a special way. But I'm not an expert on that. But I am.
But you have those who say like even though if all space was fake, it still doesn't prove the flat Earth.
Okay.
So let's say if a person don't believe in space, he could use that excuse that it's too cold to fly over. But you know what I mean?
No.
No. But, okay, never mind. But fly north, south, north, and I'll rest my case forever.
Yeah, and then you give it up.
And not by Felix Baumgartner or some government. This has to be like everyone have to be live.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no, I think that whole jump was fake from beginning to end. It looks ridiculous. But that's just my opinion on it. Yeah, it needs to be done just by a normal person flying an aircraft around the world, north to south.
With lots of witnesses.
Yeah, lots of witnesses. I actually was following a blog of someone that was doing a trek around the world north to south, but it disappeared. I think someone was just making it up for me.
It was shut down, maybe.
Yeah, maybe they realised they couldn't. They're still walking across Antarctica. They made it to the south, but they've not realised that it's not a ball, and they're still trekking across Antarctica, and they've just run out of internet signal.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad coverage.
I'll see if I can find that. See where they're at, because
Yeah. But I'm not saying that the flat Earth map is 100% correct. But I'm saying it's the best we have up to date.
yeah, how could we possibly know? You know, I think that there's more land within our circle of existence. I think there's probably islands and stuff that they've never told us about.
Like Atlantis.
Yeah.
Or are you on that hollow Earth thought?
No. I just think that there's more land than what they say there is.
Yeah. Admiral Byrd told it was, but why aren't the oil companies exploiting resources there?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Or are they?
Yeah, we'll never know. I mean,
No.
I think we should be allowed to go. I don't see. I don't. When people don't think it's a problem that there's somewhere on the planet that we're not allowed to go freely, I'm worried for those people, because we should be allowed to explore everywhere on this planet, you know, freely, without other people's permission. And there shouldn't be anywhere that's out of bounds to humans. I mean, what is that about?
Yeah.
And that doesn't worry some people. That's just fine in their minds.
Since you're not allowed to go there, you know, they're hiding something. So I don't know why people can't see that.
Exactly.
No, I don't. No matter what they're hiding, it can be more land. It can be a wall. That would have been great. You know, that's my hope. That's it. It's a wall.
Yeah, and there's a way out of that wall, like on the Truman Show, like
that old map, you know, with all the colors.
Yeah.
The guy or girl who stretches their head outside the wall and look at that. I like that one.
Yeah, me too. That's kind of what I feel like it could be.
But oh yeah, I was going to talk about. I'm planning a movie on planes and aviation and all the package.
Okay, I was going to ask you what your next movie was going to be, so that's good. So when do you expect to make that? I think that's going to take a while.
Yeah. Now, when it's done, I'm a little burned out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you've been working hard. I think I might try and get tickets to a Thomas Dolby concert, because he still tours, and I'd quite like to have a little chat with Thomas Dolby. I might try and get an interview with him.
Where do you live?
Where does he live?
Yeah.
I think he lives in England again. He used to live in America, in Silicon Valley, and he sold a synthesizer sound to Nokia, and it made him rich.
You're planning on meeting him this Christmas?
No, I was just joking. I was just saying I would go to a concert and try and get an interview with him.
You had some good guests at your talks.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to one future you will have. I don't know if you
Yeah, don't give it
Have,
away.
annou-
You're not allowed to
have you
say.
announced it?
I'm talking to someone tomorrow that's going to be really interesting, to somebody that's a hypnotist and is really into like breaking down language and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that.
A hypnotist?
Yeah, he's a hypnotist.
Okay.
So
You believe in that?
yeah, I think most of the world's hypnotized.
Yeah, like a spell, but I mean this thing they do on television, you know, that just and people sleep all over.
I think there are some people that can do it. I think that Darren Brown can do it.
I'm just thinking there could be hypnosis, but I don't think you can make people jump like a rabbit and forget it, you know.
He has a show in Portugal. I think it's Portugal, but he has a show where he goes to nightclubs and pubs and stuff, and he makes people do things like that.
He make actors do like that.
No, they're real people. They're on holiday. Look, I'm going to talk to him tomorrow, so then you'll be able to see for yourself if it's
Can
fake.
you make him hypnotize you live?
No,
Like,
I won't be doing it live, but it will go up pretty quickly afterwards.
but then you will know.
Yeah, I believe in it. So
Yeah, me too, until it's disproved.
yeah,
But, and also, I used to doubt these magicians, but now I believe it's real. So,
yeah, I think it's a real source of magic. I think it's about harnessing energy, and that's what I think most of the like false flag events are about. You know, controlling people's emotions and um,
it's all about controlling, not just emotions, everything.
yeah. So
You
anyway,
read 1984.
I've never read it yet.
He's speaking about the thought police.
I've I
It's
know what
like
it's about.
you're not allowed to think.
Can you get arrested for certain things you think and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like I think Tom Cruise did a movie on it, The Minority Report, I think it was.
He was very predictive, George Orwell.
Well, maybe he knew things. Maybe that was part of the predictive programming from that era.
You mean like he was part of the?
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
just an
You
idea.
never know. But, that would just be speculation.
Yeah, of course. So it's getting quite late, so I'm gonna call it a night.
Yeah, my dogs are, running on my lap because they want to get out and piss.
They need to go for a walk. So,
Yeah, so
but thank you for hanging out with me.
yeah, I don't know if I gave you much, but it was nice talking anyway.
Yeah, it was good, man. Everybody should watch Tom's YouTube channel and his new films, Bakery Land, and
Can you put a link maybe?
say that again.
Can you put a link to it?
I will put a link to it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Right, I'm going. Go and take your dogs out.
Don't?
I said go and
Okay.
take your dogs out.
Okay, we talk. Bye bye.
Good night.